You can post a video tomorrow on a new YouTube channel, and it can get 100 million views.
Right.
Because of the way the system works. Yeah, which is awesome. It's that's why YouTube's so amazing.
Right. You compare it to something like Twitch, which just has really bad discoverability.
It doesn't have any discoverability.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at the top of a category or something like that, if you're a big streamer, then it could help. But for anybody who's new, it's terrible. Yeah.
It used to be really significant. Like the discovery of being at the top of a category really mattered, like 3 or 4 years ago, because there were enough new users coming into Twitch that you could expect to be in a category like chess, and new users who had we call them non-endemic, right? People that are not familiar with the platform.
Yeah.
Would be able to come in and they would see your stream for the first time. But Twitch this is like the untold story of Twitch. Twitch has stagnated in growth by percentage relative to where it should be. And they're having a serious problem onboarding non-endemic users. In my opinion, it's an insurmountable problem.
Which probably why YouTube live stream is going to take up a much larger chunk in
already
the future.
Is. Yeah.
But if you look up things like articles on how to grow on Twitch and things like that, for people who are new, it's funny that the best way to grow on Twitch is to push people from other social platforms.
Yeah,
which is
100%.
why creating content on other platforms is so important. But then it's also funny that Twitch has a rule that makes you exclusive to only live stream to their platform when it doesn't help you with discoverability. I mean, what's going on here? That's really weird.
Well, you know what's going on.
I mean, they don't care. They care about their ad revenue and keeping a monopoly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's not to the benefit of the broadcaster that there's an exclusivity. Yeah, I mean, and like Facebook and Mixer doing that is largely because they don't have the market share and can't get away with something like that.
Right.
I think at this point, for any new broadcaster, it's way more beneficial to multi-stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Mixer.
Of course.
Well, not Mixer anymore, but Facebook and YouTube now. And you can 2x the value of what you were going to get. And on Twitch, your discoverability is going to be next to nothing for 0 to 100 viewers.
I guess the thing with Twitch is, would you argue that Twitch... There could be two things that I think are very unique to Twitch. The community and the culture, so people are very sticky on Twitch, and the culture kind of hops on from one stream to another. And second, monetization tools are very well optimized on Twitch versus any other platform. And obviously their UI and UX is still better than Facebook or YouTube.
Pound for pound, I think what people really sleep on with YouTube is CPM rates. And that's really what YouTube has going for it, more so than Twitch does. Twitch offers, in my opinion, a very moderate CPM for its advertisers. And also, most, like, do you guys run ads?
We need to run more. We're pretty bad
Most people
at it.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people don't. And it's because advertising on Twitch... What's that?
Twitch takes a pretty high percentage of ads. And on top of that, I mean, I like the way they change the design now so you can keep watching the stream at the same time at least. That's
an improvement. I still think that they have some improvement to go. And it's just like YouTube ad revenue, if you look at any serious contender on YouTube and what they're making off ad revenue, it's just not even...
comparable.
It's not even in the same ballpark. And usually the mistake that people make with YouTube is they underestimate their ability to do calls to action. So for example, like if all you do with YouTube is you start a Patreon and you do nothing else, you 2x your revenue right there, right? Because you'll get users to convert over onto another platform and pay you there for the content that you're creating. Great examples of this are like Peter Hollins, who makes like amazing music content, has a Patreon that like does like 30K a month. And this is just off of his YouTube channel. It's the only social media he has.
Interesting. So
I don't think like everyone that does YouTube should have a Patreon.
Isn't that pretty bad for the future of Twitch and its longevity as a platform then?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. The question that I really care about is, so then what advice would you give to somebody who's like in the top 200 on Twitch now?
Diversify.
Which we're already doing.
Yep. But diversify harder. So I always say that like I think that you should put, if you had 10 minutes in your day, like at least 2 of those every 10 minutes should be on YouTube. And that's a really big change. So there's so many stats that point to this. The largest one that I have is that after 6 hours of streaming, you've reached a sort of peak where you're not going to be getting returns. Your returns are, there's a word for this, it's escaping me, but diminishing returns. And so after 6 hours, you're still going to get some followers and you're going to get subscribers and some tips and stuff like that. But relative to so typically how a stream works is from 0 to 2 hours, you're building up to your peak. And some people are faster, some people are slower. At about 2 hours, you're going to hit your peak viewership and you're going to hit like what your concurrent viewership is. And you're going to relatively stay there for the next 4 hours. And then after that, you will start gradually declining. And so like what the benefit you're going to get out of Twitch is mostly going to be in the first 6 hours. So the question is, okay, well, what do you do with your time after that? And most people just keep streaming, but the real answer is you should be working on other platforms. So I want to point out a video in this top 6 right now.
Okay.
I'm going to read you all the titles. Corrupting Anna, impersonating Alex and Reddit recap number 7. Alexandra.
Oh, so just the recent ones.
Just the recent 6.
Yeah.
Number 2, Alexandra's just too good. Number 3, 5D chess after 3D beers. What could go wrong? Number 4, Fall Guys with Adept Nico and Jake and Bake. Number 5, Alexandra Botez casually stomping people in a blitz session. And number 6, Botez sisters most viewed Twitch clips. Number 11. Do you see any title that stands out here that's vastly different from the rest of them?
The one that's really long and you can't even read it?
Which one?
The first one.
I was thinking Alexandra's just too good because it's short, simple caps.
Okay. Anything else different? Chat, tell me if you get it.
Fall Guys, because it's like
what else is very
Fall
different?
Guys doesn't add anything. It's saying exactly what happened, while the other ones kind of have a storyline.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Fall Guys.
But it's not like you could come up with a title
Fall Guys
for that
is
one.
just a description of the entire stream. It's not intriguing. I'm not sure.
What could go wrong?
What are we looking for
Which one do you
here?
guys think is the best title out of all these 6?
The best title? Probably the 5D chess after 3D beers.
I agree.
Why?
Because it's intriguing.
It flows.
It has a story to it, and it makes people curious.
Correct. It also has another very different component from all other 5. Which is it?
And also, I didn't even think the video was very good.
Doesn't matter.
The other component, I think it's very much like the storyline of it. Like you see the
you
different
can see it in the
face
thumbnail.
expressions.
Yeah.
It has
The
emotion
story is
to
in the
it.
thumbnail.
The other ones don't really.
100% so far, but there's one thing that you haven't seen yet.
In the thumbnail?
The title, thumbnail, the video. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I thought the what could go wrong part in the title.
The only difference between this video and the other 5 is this is the only video where you do not have to know who you are previously in order to engage with it. The problem with Alexandra is just too good is you have to know who Alexandra is and why it matters. The problem with Botez sisters most viewed Twitch clips is you have to know who the Botez sisters are and why it matters. With 5D chess after 3D beers, the reason why this video overperformed against almost all the other ones is because you don't have to know anything about both of you in order to engage with this video. This is the direction that you have to take your entire YouTube. All of your YouTube videos predispose that people know something about you. And you have to get away from that because YouTube is largely a non-endemic audience to Twitch and they don't know about you. If you want to grow your audience, that's the #1 thing you have to do in your titles and your thumbnails.
That's a
I have
very
a
good tip
question.
because if it was titled something, sorry, Andrea, I'll finish.
Yeah,
this.
you first.
Okay, like if it's something like Alexander tries 5D chess or something like that, I agree it wouldn't have done as well. But at the same time, usually our best watched videos are the Botez sister most viewed Twitch clips.
Yeah, and in this row also, Alexandra Botez casually stomping did do better than 5D chess.
Yes,
and that has
it
her
did.
name in it. But probably other factors though.
So if your endemic user base wants to watch something particular that you did, then it might overperform. But that in itself is not proof of concept to the problem. Let me show you, since you brought up Ludwig, let's take a look at his channel real quick. Every single video that Ludwig does has nothing to do with him. The rudest streamer on Twitch, I fell, I made pizza, trying every Oreo. That one actually has Cutie Cinderella in it. I'm top 10 in the world, right? Like, so a lot of the videos, Florida Man Almost Kills Me, Going All In, How I Became the World's Most Infamous Tax Fugitive.
Right.
I made computers fight each other. Anybody that has really, really pro YouTube titles, Michael Reeves, let's pull him up real quick, right? I built a surgery robot. I hate your robot ideas. Taser tag. I let a Twitter bot decorate my room. Right? There are numerous examples of people that are like the meta of YouTube is you have to realize that there's so you can just prove it out in stats. Go into your YouTube analytics, look at the number of people that are not subscribed to you that are watching you versus the people that are subscribed to you. And it will be at least 40%.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's even more than that actually. That is not subscribed because whatever the way the bell. I almost thought like, what's even the point of subscribers on YouTube at some point?
So those are the people that are not necessarily as familiar with your content as you may hope them to be. And they need a different kind of lead-in and a reason to watch your videos. If you implement this, you will go from 30K views on average to 100.
That would be really nice.
If you only make this change, that is what will happen.
I'm trying to find the stats. One sec, let me look.
But I mean, I already know it's more people who are not subscribed who watch. So of course.
39 DAF.
Like top traffic sources, 83.6% is from browse features.
Browse and recommended. Yep.
Although I guess they could also be subscribed technically, but
almost every YouTuber we find. Let's look at Moist Critical, right? Also big Twitch presence. Those started on YouTube. Tough Dad, Bad Boxes, Great Luck, Frozen Pizza tier list, biggest card opening on Twitch. Even if it's about him, he makes the video accessible to anybody. Now his subscribers will, because he knows the subscriber. You've already won the subscribers. They're gonna click on your shit no matter what.
Right.
Your job is to convince people that don't know you to why they should learn about you.
Yeah, that makes sense, honestly.
Number one
that's a
advice
very
on YouTube.
that's a very good take.
100%. Yeah. I want to watch Biggest Douchebag of 2020. I want to learn who that is. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean Ludwig and
Yeah.
Penguin.
Yeah, I was just
Michael
literally
Reeves, we already know they're freaking amazing at
all of
YouTube.
these and reading them.
But most of why they're amazing is their titles and thumbnails. The content is not very much different from what you guys do.
Yeah.
It really isn't. Like, that's the thing. Is like you could make, you said it yourself, like you had like in your opinion it wasn't even like a very high quality video with the 5D chess years thing.
Right.
But it worked because of the title and thumbnail created a storyline. Like you nailed it right away. And in the same way, like if you click in on most of these videos, this is mostly just fucking like Moist Critical fucking streaming something. Like he's just fucking opening cards, but like it's not necessarily like a fucking like high quality production stream. And like I think in the same way, like thinking like if you guys do have your editors do all that stuff, don't worry about it. But you guys should be thinking together about your titles and about your thumbnails, like more than anything.
Yeah.
And especially your titles. I interviewed Moist Critical. We had like a 6-hour conversation. He said that most of these titles are just fucking the image that it auto generates.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the thumbnails are the image that it auto generates. So YouTube auto generates like 3 thumbnail suggestions. He just clicks one.
Wait, YouTube generates thumbnail suggestions?
They're bad though. They're just instances of the actual video.
Oh,
And so
and
he
he
just
picks
clicks one.
those?
Yeah, he just picks it.
What?
And then all he thinks about is his titles.
Oh,
And that's what carries it.
Oh, never
You
mind.
see what
Sorry.
I'm saying?
I was mixing it up for you saying titles, not thumbnails.
Yeah, because I misspoke. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Okay, I was
my
like,
bad.
I don't
okay.
know.
Oh yeah. No. I do see that as thumbnails are just something from YouTube. That okay.
Yeah, they're just
okay.
random. They're just random things from his stream, except for like Moist Meter, which is like a brand thing.
Right.
But those videos underperform compared to his other ones. Like that's the thing is like he probably just selects a random image, but his title game is on point.
Yeah,
Right.
his titles are so good.
A lot of the professional YouTubers that I've interviewed, there's a YouTuber named Agent 00, and he does NBA content. He thinks an hour. Oh my fucking god, that was loud. Sorry, chat. He thinks an hour minimum about his titles. Every title of his video. He just goes into his room and thinks about what his title should be.
And he just writes different ones.
Yeah, like what I'll usually do is like I'll come up with like a notepad and I'll be like, okay, top ways to grow on Twitch, and then I'll be like ways to grow on Twitch. Number 1 best growth Twitch advice. I'll just go through this until I come up with something that I think is like fucking insane. Like with Ludwig, it was the fastest growing streamer on Twitch.
Right.
Right. And that just came out of a product of brainstorming the stuff that you guys could do together as like kind of a fun exercise. And by the way, you can do it with your stream. I do all my titles with my stream.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about also. This is related to Twitch, but I remember you were saying on the Train podcast about keeping our category to chatting, which we've been doing while we're playing chess, because we're also talking at the same time. And this has definitely helped a lot, and it's also categorized us in just chatting, which has been pretty helpful for sponsorships. What's your take on doing this, like just continuing to do this? Is there anything? Do you think we should change it?
I think that staying in just chatting is probably where you're going to live for the foreseeable future. I think you should occasionally switch back to the chess category just to capture any new users that might be going through there, because you can. So, you know, call it like 1 in every 5 streams or something like that. But you're going to overperform in the just chatting category. Because like, I think that chess as a category right now, I have to think about it more. To be honest, I haven't looked at it enough. The decline in chess doesn't necessarily correlate to the here's the thing about do you see on my screen there's a thing called viewer ratio?
Hang on, I'm going back to.
It's just a thing that says viewer ratio and it says 119.
Yeah.
Viewer ratio means what it means is for every channel in that category, that is the average amount of viewers across every channel.
Right.
The higher that number is, the more discoverable in category you are, because the fewer channels to viewer ratio there is.
But
notice
I would be discoverable in chess regardless because I'd be in the top of it.
I know. I'm just saying this for the advantage of
sorry.
people thinking about it. It's okay. Yeah. What I'm saying is that chess is one of the very few categories on Twitch that you can get discovered in still.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some amount of unique viewers that are going to the chess category on Twitch that I don't know the number, and maybe no one does. Whatever that number is, it's worth going back every once in a while and capturing that audience, 1 in every 5 streams, 1 in every 7 streams, or whatever, just so that you still maintain your presence there. But other than that, just chatting is going to be the place you're going to be. Categories matter so little on Twitch.
And do you think Twitch actually cares about it?
Cares about what?
Like what category people are using, if it's multiple they can use?
No. I want to know what Twitch does care about?
Their ad revenue?
Yes.